Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great. So, ever since the whole Amotekun thing, I know, began to trend and became very popular in Nigeria, I have really not been able to say much per se. But today, I want to break my silence on Amotekun. So, about 3 years ago, precisely on Tuesday, November the 7th, 2017, I posted a video titled Restructuring the Vision of Two Fires. I posted that video on Facebook. Restructuring the Vision of Two Fires. And in that video, I detailed what I was seeing. Just as the title implies, the vision of two fires was about two fires that I saw in my vision. One was big, another was small. And the big one the Lord revealed to me was about the federal government of Nigeria, like federal might, and the other one was small. And then eventually the Lord went further to reveal to me that the small fire was going to actually be formed and it was going to emanate from the west, the southwest of Nigeria. And this was so surprising to me by reasons that I have already given in the video. So I want you to watch that video right now and see exactly how I detailed what I saw and see whether it relates to what is happening in Nigeria right now with respect to Amotekun.
I was in a vision. I was sitting. Usually, I don't sleep. It's not like I had a dream. I was sitting on my reading chair and I was just there. And I saw this vision. And this vision has remained with me from that day till today. And that's why I have to share it. Okay. I saw a huge fire and a small fire. Okay. Now, the big fire was coming with so much ferocity to attack the small fire. And the small fire inflicted such a terrible wound on the big fire. And then suddenly, as soon as the small fire launched an attack on the big fire and inflicted like a terminal wound on it, instantly the big fire gradually withdrew and went back. Now, I was trying to understand what this was all about, and God was telling me that the big fire is the federal might, the whole might and the whole weight of the Nigerian state is the big fire. And the small fire, the Lord told me, will come from the southwest. And so now let me confess. I have to confess. The reason I decided that I was not going to post this was because I'm using my human intellect to look at this. I said, how can a fire that would attack the federal fire come from southwest? Because it beats my imagination. Like everything that is commonsensical here has been defied, if that is the case. Because Southwest has literally just formed this government we have today with the North. I mean, you have people like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have all these great people from Southwest who are with the government, who are in alliance with the government. How can? So I have done all the calculations and I can't find anything that tells me that the Southwest will attack or have issues with this government. But this is what God is saying. God said the small fire is going to come, is going to form from the southwest of Nigeria and is going to launch an attack on the big federal fire. And as soon as that attack is launched, then the federal fire will now withdraw. And the withdrawal that I saw, God was saying that this is what will make them come to the drawing table and now say, come, now let's go to negotiating table and negotiate the restructuring of Nigeria. This is about restructuring. It was several weeks after God revealed this vision to me that I found out that it was about restructuring. That the Nigerian state is trying to sweep the whole issue of restructuring under the carpet. But that when this fire comes, this little fire from the southwest is going to attack the big federal fire and inflict an unimaginable wound on it. Immediately, the big federal fire will withdraw and now head back to Abuja and say, okay, fine, maybe now we can talk.
Okay, as you can see from the video, see, the video basically is all about restructuring of Nigeria. You know, when I was getting this, look at this was 2017, literally 3 years ago. And God told me from all the vision that everything is pointing to the restructuring of Nigeria. And in case you are in doubt as to whether this whole Amotekun thing is pointing to restructuring, I want you to listen to what the head or the leader of the Mieti Allah group in Nigeria had to say when he was interviewed on Channels Television. Listen to what he said about Amotekun.
So do you have any proof whatsoever that you can hold on to that you call
Is
this
there
an
any
ethnic
ethnic
militia?
group inside? Is there any ethnic group inside Amotekun? It's purely a Yoruba ethnic militia. And the earlier we stem the monster, the better for this country.
So are you saying you don't have any proof whatsoever to back that claim? Are you saying you don't have any proof whatsoever?
From the back door. In fact, it's a cowardly approach to the debate or restructuring.
So you can see the guy is saying clearly that the Yorubas are trying to approach restructuring through the back door. He made mention of restructuring. And okay, so you see what happened is that when the whole restructuring thing, when the whole fire was just on and everybody was talking about this whole Amotekun, remember that just a few days ago, the Southwest governors went to Abuja to meet with the Attorney General of Nigeria who had declared Amotekun illegal. And so after that meeting, the Southwest governors came out and said, well, nobody had delegitimized Amotekun. The only thing is that they want them to make a law, to actually empower Amotekun. So Amotekun stands. It's not being wiped off. Now, if you look at the vision that I had, it clearly stated that the federal fire eventually withdrew and invited the small fire to a round table where they could now have a chat. Now, on face value, everybody will think, okay, well, this invitation they had when they went to Abuja is probably what you described in your vision. But from what I saw in that vision, I feel like it is not yet Uhuru. I don't think that the Southwest should sleep with their two eyes closed. I think that what I saw in the vision actually still implies that there will be some type of confrontation, a stronger confrontation between the big fire, the federal might, and the small fire, the Southwest Amotekun. This is what I am saying. And that's why I'm actually making this video, to tell the Yorubas to be very careful. To tell the Yorubas to be very careful. It is not yet Uhuru. I repeat, it is not yet Uhuru. From what I saw, I feel like there's still going to be that confrontation that will now make the federal government say, you know what, come on, let us go now and talk about the restructuring of Nigeria. Because if you look at what just happened, about a few hours ago, I saw in the news that Ohaneze and Tunde Bakare are all now saying that based on Amotekun and what has happened to about Amotekun, that the restructuring of Nigeria is now inevitable. Can you imagine? Everybody is now beginning to see it for what it is. And that was exactly what God showed me 3 years ago. If them going to Abuja is a reflection of what God showed me in the dream when the big fire invited the small fire, well, to God be the glory. But from what I am seeing and my own spiritual instincts, I'm feeling that that confrontation is much more than what has happened already now, which led to the governors going to Abuja. That's why everybody has to be careful. Everybody must get behind the Yorubas right now. Now more than ever before, we all need to band together. The Middle Belt Forum, the South Forum, the Eastern Forum, the Southwest Forum, everybody needs to band together, because from what I saw in the vision, this is going to be the beginning of the end of our misery and bondage in Nigeria. Because we can never have any freedom as indigenous peoples if restructuring does not come into play. So basically, the journey has begun. And we should not leave it to the Yorubas alone. It doesn't matter what you think or feel about the Yorubas. All of us need to get behind them right now, support Amotekun, and make sure that whatever comes, that we all fight together. This is the beginning of our freedom. Amotekun, the beginning of our freedom. If God could reveal this to me 3 years ago, in 2017, what makes you think that anything can stop this from happening. We are finally here now. And I think it is time to band together and fight together and secure this freedom for this generation and the generation unborn. May God bless you.